a person I want to punch in the throat, but they're trying to, kind of sass her up a little bit and add some sweetness on it, but also add some comedy. They're adding some comedy to her, and I'm like, I see what you're doing, but you're not going to get out of this. You're not going to make me not mad at you for making my baby cry. I'm going to fight you. So, like, that's kind of where I am.
Yeah, okay. You definitely see my boy, alpha as fuck, buff as shit, kill you with a jelly bean.
Attention, all citizens of the United Podcast Generation.
What is this?
It has come to my attention that it is time to start the Weird Flex.
An okay podcast. Hey everybody, it's your friendly neighborhood Jaxblade here, and you are listening to the Weird Flex But Okay podcast. The music is by our token black friend on Soundcloud, which you can find in the link below. But Katy knows his name because I'll just call him Token.
His name is Daniel Lewis.
I love you, Daniel.
I love you too. He goes by What's My Name on Instagram and SoundCloud. You got to properly credit your artist. Always give respects, Jordan.
I did.
And hello, everyone. Welcome to the Comedy Weebs Workouts and Advice podcast, where we answer your questions. If you would like to submit a question, please email us at weirdflexbutokaypodcast@gmail.com. Jordan, how are you doing?
I'm all right. I went roller skating and burned 1,500 calories.
Wow.
So I'm doing pretty good right now.
How many minutes or hours do you have to roller skate to burn that many calories?
Well, actually, it was a combination of things because I worked out this morning lifting weights, and I got my legs all nice and pumped up, and I got my arms all nice and pumped up.
Because I was about to say, damn, I need to get some roller skates.
Well, you burn a lot roller skating because, I was only out there for 30 minutes, and I already burned 350, and I was like, what?
Nice.
And I was having fun. All I was doing was going back and forth, and I felt like the 90s kid in me, and I was like, yeah.
That's so great.
And my knees felt good, and then I almost went to the road, and then I went down a hill, and I don't know how to. I still don't know how to brake on roller blades, so I landed on my face in the grass, but then all these cars walk past me. But as long as you laugh when you're getting up and they know you're okay, it's funny. But if you just stay there, it's depressing.
Yeah. You can only laugh if they get back up.
Yeah, exactly. If I was just lying there for 15 minutes, it's just oh god.
Yeah, but what did you do over the weekend?
I watched Star vs. the Forces of Evil's finale, and I also watched the Game of Thrones finale, and then I watched what else did I do? I filmed a bunch of clips for my YouTube channel, which I'm editing right now. I'm in the process of editing, so when I go to MomoCon, I can have videos updating. Because I don't know, I need to get my Eye of the Tiger back, because I've sort of fallen off. I don't know what it is. I guess it's hard being creative, Katy. It's hard just thinking I need to be creative this week for a video title. I was like, I can't think of something. But I got 6 now.
Feeling. Oh, but that's really awesome that you were able to kind of get out of that and find some creativity juices.
Yeah, it sucks. Yeah. And when my baby showed up.
Oh, yes, go on.
My Don Brew babies.
Oh,
I keep seeing their site.
Well,
they have a whole website
during
now.
the episode today, we are going to be talking about plenty of finales and Don Brews and Babaroos and all of the goodness.
They're all of the above. And what did you do? You ate cake, right?
Yes, I did eat lots of cake and also cookies and whatnot. And poison.
Strawberries is poison
and
to
strawberries, it's true. I had a feast for the Game of Thrones finale with some friendos. I saw Detective Pikachu with an old friend, which was really nice.
Oh, you finally saw it?
Yes, it was so cute. It was the kind of cheesy where if somebody that didn't like Pokemon, they'd be like, oh my god, this is a bad movie. But as somebody that watches Pokemon and plays the games specifically, it gave me a very nostalgic experience. I knew, as many as I can think of. I probably can't name every single Pokemon in existence.
I only knew the 150, so I kept asking my friend, who's that? Who's that Pokemon?
Yeah.
Who's that Pokemon? I had no idea who it was.
Who's that Pokemon?
Why is there that's just a panda. It's just literally a panda.
Fuck!
No, I remember that line. But it was literally just a panda. I was like, how is that a Pokemon? It's just a panda.
Know. I think they have everybody knows that at some point they just kind of took what already exists and made a few tweaks, and they're just like, it's a Pokemon. Fuck it.
Butterfree is actually giant. It's not shaped like an actual butterfly that's tiny and small. Butterfree.
That's true.
It's true. This is just a panda. It's literally no different from anything you see in the store.
Panda.
Is that what his name
scaly.
is?
I don't know. I actually have no idea. I know which one you're talking about, and I know the scene you're talking about too. But yeah, it was a cute movie. There were lots of good nostalgic moments, especially like the way the dialogue was written.
Yeah.
There were certain characters, the way they'd introduced themselves, it felt like I was playing a game. And I really enjoyed that.
Mm-hmm. And then they couldn't get the swirl kiss going and shit like that.
I
Fucking
know.
Hollywood. What are you doing? What are you doing, Hollywood?
It does me no pain to punch a girl that I'm mildly attracted to.
Exactly.
Like that line. I was like, oh my gosh. It was
and they
so
couldn't
cute.
even make out. What kind of race bullshit? Whatever.
And like Ryan Reynolds was amazing. I'm like a fan of Ryan Reynolds now because I'd never seen
liked
Deadpool.
Ryan Reynolds?
I didn't have any opinion because I'd never seen him in anything. Like I never saw Deadpool. Or if he was in something, I didn't know it was him. So I never really.
I feel like you'd love Deadpool.
I feel like I would too, honestly. I just never did. But now that I've seen him in something, and he actually appears in the Pikachu movie, I won't say how, but his actual body, not just his voice, appears in the movie. And it's a really wholesome thing, and it's really great. And oh my god, he's so great. Like,
right.
Heck, also the goddamn Pikachu in the movie was so fucking cute.
I know, right? Like because it actually looked realistic. That was the problem. Like some of the Pokemon looked sort of meh. But, like, yeah, some of the Pokemon were like, oh, like, Pikachu, like, looked great. Oh,
and that Psyduck, like, all the things they did with the Psyduck, too.
Mm-hmm.
It was awesome.
I love it.
It was, like, so cheesy and genuinely wholesome, and it made me really happy. And, yeah, I really enjoyed it. And then I ate Wendy's with my friend Caitlin, because she is a scientist, and she's moving away soon to do science things, and I'm going to miss her. All my friends keep becoming scientists and moving. Damn it. Friends, why does Alabama have to have such a good curriculum for science? And that's all we have. That's all we have.
It's
all
true.
Of our great
science is great.
Yes, it's true. Oh, man. But yeah, I think that's all that I really did because I'm kind of having like a lapse on like what I've done. Oh, we're doing MomoCon this weekend. It's going to be exciting, and I'm nervous because I have costume stuff that I'm finishing touches on because I'm a dumbass that like kept putting it off because that's me. Yay!
Yeah.
But me and Jordan are doing our secret cosplay, and it's like 65% done. There's just like one piece that I need to come in, like to like get it all together, and I have like a prop that I have to do some touches on, and I'm just like, it's gonna be great. So if you see us at MomoCon this weekend, there's gonna be some funnies, there's gonna be some sillies and shenanigans and whoopsie doopsies, and it's gonna be awesome.
Right.
And yeah, and today we are filming with extra high energy because Jordan is doing another podcast right after this one.
Yeah.
That's the life we're living. So you know what, guys? We're going to go to our first question, and you're going to like it.
Yes,
this episode is brought to you by Finales. Finales, we're going to be talking about them a lot. Our podcast is nowhere near its finale, hopefully. But you know what? Today is going to be the day that... First question!
Yes!
Go. Okay.
Go. First question. Let's go.
Hey, guys. Hope you're having a great day. My question is, after a couple of weeks since watching Endgame, do y'all still think you'll be interested in the MCU moving forward? For me, I'm really excited to see the aftermath of Endgame in Far From Home, but I don't know if I'll be so invested afterwards. So that's the question.
Yeah.
And my answer is I'm as interested as I ever was.
So that's meh.
I'm medium interested. Like, I really like Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, I'm pretty hooked on that. Yeah, exactly. I'm pretty hooked on it because it's very anime to me. But like the rest of them, I still feel the same way. Like, you know, if somebody says it looks really good and like if Zach wants to see it or something, then I'll see it. But otherwise, you know, it's there. What about you?
Yeah, I'm sort of mixed because it's sort of like, oh, we spent 10 years building up to this one thing. And it was great. That one thing was great. But it was just like, I'm not sure I want to dive right back into another, oh, well, this is the next 10-year thing. And I know it's probably going to be like the next big villain they could do is like Galactus or probably Doctor Doom or something like that. It's just like, I love the characters. Yes. I love the fact that they could do like Fantastic Four, actually quality, even though I know The Incredibles is the best Fantastic Four film, even though it's just like, it's weird. But then like X-Men too, even though they're not doing that in Phase 4, they got to wait after a while to do X-Men. They won't let it rest for a bit. But yeah, I'm curious about that. But I'm not like, oh, so gung ho. I love Marvel, but I'm not like, oh god, yeah. It's one of those things where you had a feast and now you're like fully satisfied, and if someone tries to bring more, you're like, yeah, I'm good for right now. Just like take it like to me, in my honest opinion, I feel like they could take like a couple years off and then be like, all right, now we're back now.
Yeah,
like I think that'd be the best bet. But like if they start doing this thing of like, oh, 1 year after another and stuff like that, there you go. It just seems like a bit too much in my opinion.
Yeah. And as like a casual fan, I think that the impact this movie has, just maybe on the general public, speaking as somebody that's probably more general public,
right,
is I think it did a good job at like really hyping up a lot of these characters that have been built for so long, even for somebody that isn't as familiar with all of the source material. And I will say that a lot of the things that make me want to keep watching are the way that these actors portray these characters. Like Spider-Man, I really like. Is it
Tom Holland?
Tom Holland. I really enjoy him when he's on screen, and
he
that
can
actually
do
makes me
backflips.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy. And that's what Far From Home, that's the next Spider-Man movie, right? And that's what he's starring in? Yeah, and so I'm really excited to see that because I've definitely gotten interested in Spider-Man, especially with the animated movie that they did. And so there's lots of characters that I'm interested in following, but, I'm not kind of like an overall follower, but I will pay attention to some specific storylines. I really like Ant-Man, and it's specifically because the guy that plays him...
Paul Rudd.
Yeah, he's rubbed me the right way. Like, he's really fun and funny, and I mentioned in another episode that I would love if he did a crossover with Spider-Man, not just because of their bug-affiliated names, although that is a fun coincidence, and I'm sure they could work with that, but because I think those actors would work really good together. I think they would be, like, a really great buddy cop movie.
Right.
And then you could have, like, your serious character thrown in with them or something. Like, that would be really cool.
Right.
But, otherwise, yeah. I think it was a really great film, and I'm still interested in stuff, but it wasn't necessarily the film that got me interested in stuff. It was a lot of the culmination things.
Right.
And I guess internet culture is also something that helps, like, to stream this stuff along. They have great marketing.
Right, exactly. They do.
Yeah.
They have great marketing.
I am curious to see what the next stage will be, because I've heard like whispers and discussions of my friends that are hardcore fans being like, oh yeah, I think it's going to be this, it's going to be this. Well, first they got to take a break from this, but then they're going to do that. So I'm excited to see other people get excited about it again.
Yeah, that's the thing, because I know exactly who they could do next. It's just like, I just feel like you need that break in between.
I have friends that also have some opinions, and they're just like, oh, well, it has to be this character. There's no other way. And like, they're so sure of it.
Right.
So I'm like... Oh man.
Right.
So yeah, I think that's kind of how the cookie crumbles in that sense. But you've been following this for a long time. How did the movie like impact your ability to kind of go forward? You kind of touched on it earlier, but like you've been watching like every one of these movies, I'm assuming.
Yeah, since like the beginning.
So since it gave you such a payoff, do you kind of feel like a little more empty, or do you feel like more
I feel satisfied.
Energized? Yeah.
No, it's just like a satisfying, and like there are some things that happen, and it's been like a month now, so I feel like I can talk about this like freely.
Yeah.
Like if you haven't seen the movie, well, what the fuck
are
you doing?
Help
it beat Avatar.
You can say it.
Yeah, so it's just like the whole shit with like Black Widow dying. I thought that was a bit like, well, what about her movie and stuff like that? And I was just like, okay, well, that's weird. And then like I don't like what they did to the Hulk where they nerfed him. Where like, well, to be fair, they nerf all the characters in the movie. Like in the movie, like they're nowhere near as strong as their comic counterparts. But in this movie, especially, I really was upset that the Hulk. They were saying like now because the Hulk has like that thing where he snapped the gauntlet, that his arm is permanently fucked up and he can't heal from it even with his radiation. And I think that's a disservice to the Hulk. That is a big disservice to the Hulk in my opinion, because he should be able to come back from that. And also I didn't like the fact that he didn't get his world breaker moment where he loses his shit, where he's just like, oh, I gotta save everyone, and then he just like loses his shit, and like that was irritating to me. But overall, besides my little nitpicks of what I would have wanted, I did feel the movie did give a satisfying conclusion to everything I wanted to see. So to me, when my whole thing is if you give me a good solid end, like it's okay to let things like rest or like let things die, like that whole shit with what was it, Dragon Ball Super. Like to me, Dragon Ball Z ended in the 90s and early 2000s, where the last episode of like Goku just hanging with his family at a party. Like I don't need all this other stuff is just bonus. All right, like if you stop that, I'd be fine because it's just bonus. It doesn't hold any severe meaning to me. Some stuff I enjoyed, some stuff I was like, but yeah, it doesn't hold meaning. So if I have a solid conclusion, I'm happy. Like you remember how they were saying how originally I don't know, there's a rumor they were saying how like Avatar: The Last Airbender was going to have a 4th season, but they stopped it because of the movie.
I don't remember that.
Well, there was this like tweet I saw a while ago. They saying like Avatar: The Last Airbender was originally going to have a 4th season after the 3rd season, but they had to stop it because the live action movie was coming out, and they were like, okay, and then the movie was crap. But to me, I'm just like, no, why would you make a 4th season? That was just such a perfect ending. Like, it was just a perfect ending. I mean, the only way you could do a 4th season, in my opinion, is if you like had them doing slice of life stuff, just minding their business. Because like if you just like, oh, they beat Ozai, but now there's this other bad guy that I hate that shit. Like I just like, no, you built up to this fight, you knocked it out, you did great, let it end, be done. Like I wouldn't want anything else from that. So
yeah. Well, speaking of things to be excited about.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I did a segue thing. Why don't you take us to our next question, Jordan?
All right, this comes from Anonymous on Tumblr, and they asked, are you more excited for Danbaru, My Hero, or Dragon Ball Super? This is so fucking easy. Those are my babies. Those are my babies. I've been waiting 2 fucking years tweeting about this every day. I remember the first day I found it. Katy, you don't know how much I love Danbaru Dankiro Motaro. Let me tell you how much I love Danbaru Dankiro Motaro.
Oh, why don't keep telling me,
Yeah,
Jordan.
so anyways,
it's
not
like
a
you
story
haven't been telling me for months.
About these girls who go to the gym. This one girl named Sakura Hibiki, who's my personal favorite character. She like her friend Ayaka says like,
Queen.
dude, you're putting on weight, so like you need to go to the gym. She's like, what? I'm not putting on weight. So she goes to the gym. And then she meets this like really handsome personal trainer named Machio, who's like this guy. He looks like a normal standard personal trainer. He's so positive, and he's like, yeah, let's go be the best people ever. And then like he flexes, and he's got fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger jack muscles. He's insanely strong. And then like she meets this girl Akemi, and Akemi's like really intelligent with fitness knowledge and talks about all the science and stuff like that. And then she like gets she has a muscle fetish, so whenever she sees like really buff guys, she starts drooling over them really heavily.
My God.
And it's just like the fucking most hysterical thing. But they cover stuff as a personal trainer. They cover stuff that I actually saw in my line of work when I worked at the gym, and I love it to death. And there's like so many great things where they talk about like, oh, like or like Hibiki, she works out like Goku. She works out. She eats like Goku. She works out. She punches like fucking a crazy boxer like Ippo or something like that, and then she like always is just like have the best reaction faces like Saitama from One Punch Man. It's like whoa, so it's just like I love that series. I love that series so much, and I've been praying the last 2 years for an anime, and Destiny has rewarded my patience. I am more hyped for that than anything. I love My Hero Academia because I finally get to see my boy Mirio in action, so that is very second. Also Godzilla King of Monsters, Dragon Ball Super, and different. Right. Again, like to me, it's just one of those series where I'm like, DBZ ended. You can end. There's nothing wrong. I feel like a lot of people have a problem with letting things they love like pass on or die or something like when it's just like, all right, this isn't what it used to be, the quality wise. Like you had a great movie, and if that great movie was the last thing, I'd be happy. But it's just like you don't need to keep going on. You don't.
The fear is that it lives long enough to see itself become the shit.
The villain, like fucking SpongeBob, The Simpsons, Family Guy. It's just so many shows have done this where they like go on.
I'm definitely not afraid of a show ending. I'm afraid of the characters not getting the resolve that they deserve. Or at least
being canceled.
At least like they need to get something that's been built towards, like just something. And like we'll talk about that later when we talk about some Game of Thrones finale thoughts. Yeah. But yeah, I think I'm excited for Danbaru too, actually, because you've kind of inspired me and made me kind of want to look at it.
Dude,
there's nothing wrong.
I can't wait for you to watch it. You're going to be like, I want to cosplay this character. There's one character in particular I know for a fact you'll want to cosplay. I'm not going to say who it is, but I'm just going to be like, that is someone right there.
I'm excited. When I watch it, I'm going to be like, Jordan, I want to cosplay this character. Was this the one? And you're going to be like, yeah,
bro. Though, do you ever? I was talking to some friends last night about this. Like, do you ever feel like I don't know how to explain this, sort of protective of something you love that's like become like this beginning something like super popular. Like for instance, One Punch Man is a show I can honestly say I was a hipster. I love that shit when it looked like it was drawn on a freaking napkin back in the day, and then it was a manga, and I was telling everyone to read it. Then it blew up and became this worldwide phenomenon, and it was just sort of, it went from being like, it's sort of like, you know, when you have like a friend who's super cool, it's like, that's my friend, they're super cool, but then your super friend gets super popular, and all these other people say no, and then they take them away from you.
Yeah.
It's just like, well, he was my friend first, so we like him more than you do.
Yeah. I think that mindset, like, I've tried to avoid it, but I don't think that, like...
Has that ever happened to you?
Yes, I think that there have been shows that, like... I mean, I've never taken it to an extreme where I've tried to tell somebody you can't insert like thing or how dare you like thing, but I have had, like... For example, with The Promised Neverland, you know?
Right.
I've been preaching this show for a bit, and, like... Half of me is like, I really want it to get popular so more people will cosplay from it so that I can talk to more people about it. And then another part of me, whenever I see like a little hole in the wall section of the internet where people are cosplaying from it, I get like, but I saw it. Like,
that was mine. That was my shit.
Yeah. Or actually, when I see it like in the random holes in the wall, it makes me kind of happy. But when somebody that I've been following or something mentions it, I get like, like it gives me like a thought of like, but that was mine.
Yeah,
like,
oh God,
yeah.
Katy is the same way.
Yeah?
I feel that way sometimes too. Like I don't know how to explain it, but it's just sort of like like I remember this one time that like, you know, when you like preach about something like, yeah, you gotta read this, or yeah, you gotta watch this, yeah, you gotta watch this, and then someone's like, yeah, have you seen this? And it's just like, I was preaching about that shit. It's just, dude, I don't know, something about that.
Somebody actually did that to me. Somebody actually said to me, like, hey, have you seen The Promised Neverland? And it was somebody that, like, was in my friend group enough to where there's no way they haven't heard me talk about it.
Right.
So I was just like, what?
That's one of those moments where I don't know how to explain it. It's like I have that, like, it's like that little devil on my shoulders, like, choke him. Just choke the fuck out of this person right now.
But then the other party is like, no, don't gatekeep. Anybody can like this thing, and you gotta just be,
Exactly, the gatekeeping, that's the term for it. It's just, it's weird. Because, like, I'm always the one against, like, don't gatekeep, it's cool to be in it. But, like, if, you know, this is something I noticed before with, like, One Punch Man that I hope doesn't happen again with, like, Don Brew. It's like, someone would try to tell me something about the show that I know. Like, to me, I consider like my knowledge. Man, I knew everything about that show, more stuff than them. And they're like, no, actually, I know more about this shit than you're. And I'm like, bitch, do you really do this right now? Do you really want to fucking do it? Yeah, like, it's just like, I will fucking fly over to your house.
Actually, funny enough, I'm, you know, reading One Piece right now. And I am, okay.
Did you get to my boy?
I don't know. I'm going to tell you where I'm at, and maybe you can tell me. Okay. I am on chapter 878. Okay. So I am only like 50 to 60 chapters behind being caught up. And I fully plan by MomoCon to be 100% caught up. Okay. So, you know, your girl's going to be staying up late reading some online manga is what's going to be happening. But I'm on Big Mom's arc. Okay. And and I think I'm in the middle. I'm kind of at the part where, without saying spoilers, she really wants some cake of a certain variety, and she's angry, and she's chasing someone important and is like, give me cake, and they're like, what? And that's where I'm at. Okay. So, like, the big party aspect thing has already happened, and it didn't go well for some people, and... Yeah, you know.
Okay, yeah, you definitely see my boy in the scarf.
And I got to see Big Mom's backstory.
Yeah, which is disturbing.
Yeah, dude.
It's really fucked up.
Dude, it's really fucked up shit. Oda knows how to make some fucked up shit and make you sympathize with your villains for a sec before I
guess sort of sympathy.
Like, I'm not saying they make you sympathize enough to where you're like, oh, it's okay. They make you feel like emotions for them before they like rip them to shreds. Like there's a character that like fucking, oh god, I can't quite say who, but Big Mom has a lot of daughters, and one of her main daughters that kind of is a pivotal plot device had a bit of a twist about her that made me real mad because she made somebody that I love cry, and I wanted to punch her in the throat. But now they're trying to do some stuff where, like, of course, you know, she's still a person I want to punch in the throat, but they're trying to, kind of sass her up a little bit and add some sweetness on it, but also add some comedy. They're adding some comedy to her, and I'm like, I see what you're doing, but you're not going to get out of this. You're not going to make me not mad at you for making my baby cry. I'm going to fight you. So, like, that's kind of where I am.
Yeah, okay. You definitely see my boy Alpha as fuck, buff as shit, kill you with a jelly bean.
Oh, God. Is he one of the 4,
He has a scarf.
Is he on Luffy's ship right now? Or, well, okay.
He has a scarf, and he has his shirt is open, and he's, like, really buff, and he's got his abs, and then he's got, like, gloves on, and he's got, like, this trident.
Oh, shit. There's so many characters in One Piece.
He was sitting on a door when he first appeared.
On a door. I cannot.
And he had a really high bounty.
That still doesn't tell me anything.
He has red hair.
Well, I'm reading manga, so hair.
He has
so
black
color
hair.
doesn't help me.
He has black hair.
So, is he one of the 4 like generals for Mom?
Yeah, this is more fun. I'm gonna just keep telling you. Like, I'm just gonna keep describing how he looks. All right, he's really tall.
Yeah, that helps totally.
He's really tall.
No one is tall in One Piece.
He's got a vest.
Yeah, we're just gonna stop
abs.
right here.
And he's got
we can
abs,
talk more. We can talk more about One Piece after the pod.
No. I want you to get this.
No,
he
I'm
has
not
like
going to. We're gonna
he has
waste
a big
some time.
Yes, he's one of the generals.
Oh, he's one of the generals. Then I know who you were talking about.
Yeah, my boy
Katakuri. That's the only question that I needed answered because there's only 4 generals, and yeah.
Katakuri.
Yes.
That's my boy. That is like my favorite villain.
I just know that there's one of the generals that I think we're gonna be fighting soon. I'm not at the fight with him yet.
But you saw I know you're past the point because you said you're on the boat now. So I know you're past the point.
No, I'm not on the boat now.
No, you said you were at the point where like it's past like where she was getting a cake. So you're past.
No, I'm not past that point. She
wants the cake. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
She's
so you're
chasing him, and
that's what I'm saying. You're past the point where he was already introduced.
Yes, he was introduced,
yeah.
but I know that he's waiting on a boat.
He's badass as fuck.
And there's going to probably be a fight on the boat, but we're not at the boat yet. I know I'm just giving like vague descriptions of the plot of One Piece.
Yeah, Katakuri's the best. He's my favorite villain.
Yeah. I'm excited to learn more about him because I've only seen like tiny, I haven't really seen much of him. He's not very memorable so far. But I know that he's on the cover of volume like 89, so I have a feeling that's when the fight's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, man. One Piece is so good, y'all. Like, I've been staying up late, and this arc right now is like my favorite because it's an arc about my favorite baby boy and that I will love forever and always. And somebody made him cry. And it was the worst thing ever. And I just don't like it when my baby boy cries. So I'm just really excited to also be past this arc, which I hear the next arc is going to be really fun. Don't tell me the name of it. Don't tell me anything.
The next arc's going to be animated by the people who did the Dragon Ball Super movie. That's all I'll say.
Nice. Oh, gosh.
Which means that the Dragon Ball Super anime isn't getting animated by them, so everyone's salty about that.
Wow. I love that this has turned into talking and guessing a One Piece character instead of what we're supposed to be talking about. Yes. Donbaru, My Hero, Dragon Ball Super. I am excited for Donbaru because I'm already reading My Hero. So, like, the anime for My Hero, it's exciting that it's getting animated. And, of course, our boy Kellen is going to be all up in
Overhaul.
that. Yeah, he's our... Well...
He's Overhaul.
Yes, Overhaul. Okay, I always get Overhaul and... What's the name of our Fire Boy's dad?
Oh, shit. Why? Todoroki.
Yeah, Todoroki. What's his dad's name?
That's his dad's name. Well, Todoroki is his last name. His first name is Shoto. So technically, his dad's name is Todoroki.
No,
it's
what's his dad's like?
His superhero name?
Yes.
Oh fuck! I'm blanking, but I know it. Shit! Don't tell me. Don't fucking tell me.
Dude.
I'll get it.
I always mix the names up for those two for some reason, but I can't remember his name right now. Or
Endeavor.
Endeavor, yes.
Yeah.
I always get Overhaul and Endeavor mixed up whenever I'm telling people, like, oh, man, like, Kellen plays Endeavor. Wait, no, that's not right. Then it's like, what is it? Ah, heck. And it's Overhaul. Yes.
Right.
Oh, man. Oh, God. Yeah, I think the My Hero anime is really good. I'm
Yes.
enjoying reading the manga, but also I just want to throw a plug out there. The god damn, bleh, I had a burp. Whoopsie doopsie.
Good.
The god damn heckin' amazing abridged series by Something Witty Entertainment for My Hero Academia. Go watch it. Oh my god.
We said that months ago, though.
No, it hasn't been out.
Yeah, I know. We were saying those first 3 episodes were great. They make a new one?
There's not 3 episodes. There's
Are you
only
talking
one
about
episode.
The one where
They just
she's like,
released
I'm
it.
a failure and I'm falling. That one?
No, that's
Okay,
a different group.
okay,
Something
then.
Witty Entertainment does Sword Art Online abridged, and they are creating. I do know which one you're talking about, but it's not that one. They are creating a My Hero Academia abridged series, and the first episode is available on Twitch for them. And if you support them on Patreon, you can see it. But otherwise, yeah, I think they're going to be releasing the first episode on YouTube pretty soon. But like, if you can, just go watch it on Twitch. It's amazing. Like, it is incredible. And actually, fun fact, Takahata 101 Curtis Arnott plays All Might. And then, of course, we have our beautiful Megami 33 in there as a very funny character that you will hear instantly. And then Deku is played by the main guy from Something Witty. So if you like Something Witty, you've probably already seen it. But I just wanted to throw it out there that it's amazing, and it's something I'm hyped for. So I'm excited for more of it.
Yeah. Cool.
Yes. So those are feelings. Jordan, I'm going to take us to our next question.
Okay.
Yay! All right, we're going to do it.
Okay.
Oh, no. Don't sneeze, Jordan. Don't die.
Okay. I'm good.
Okay. So what are some things that you did growing up that you don't do now?
Kill various animals and various.
Oh,
ways.
God.
No, I'm joking.
I was about to be very worried for you.
I was a fucked up individual, but I never killed anything that didn't deserve it. So anyways,
Oh, my
let's see.
God.
What did I do? I used to eat Stretch Armstrongs, but everyone's heard that story.
Okay.
I used to.
I
rip
was
them open.
just going to say that I used to do ballet.
Ballet's fun.
I did ballet when I was like a little 6-year-old, so it wasn't even real ballet. It was just they put me in an outfit and I just kind of woo, just kind of booped around. I played sports. I played soccer and t-ball, but I would mostly catch butterflies in the outfield.
Right.
So I don't really do that anymore.
Stalking doesn't count.
Stalking doesn't count.
Well, there were people who would piss you off, and then you'd follow them home and then beat them up.
Oh
or something like
God,
that. So
Jordan, we lived very different lives.
Let me think. What did I do? I don't do that anymore. I'm not this person anymore. No.
I'm trying to think of some negative things that I did when I was younger, which I'm sure they exist. I just trying to think.
This one time, I guess it's illegal now. This guy, he stole my homework and turned it in for himself. So I gave him a laxative cookie 3 days later.
Oh my
And he
God.
had to keep going to the bathroom in class. That's illegal though, isn't it?
That's hilarious and maniacal.
I was
Jesus
fucked up.
Christ.
No, I was one of those kids that if you fucked with me, post bully Jordan was I will get revenge on you some way or another that's going to make you suffer. And it was just oh God. So yeah. I remember he was he took it. And I was upset, and I got a 0 for the day, and I was really upset because they took my thing off the wall, which means because I was getting a thing, and I was just I'm gonna get this motherfucker. And so I was just handing out cookies that were good cookies to everyone, but then I gave him the shit one.
So how did you organize the cookies in a way that you knew he was getting the shitty one? Were they each
it
individually
was
wrapped?
marked. It had a little what's it called, an edible marker thing. You know where you put a mark on. Where you it's there's
wow,
designs.
you were strategically
yeah,
maniacal.
I was because I wanted fucking revenge. Because to me, there are two things that really irritate me. Really piss me off. I think this is why I hate Mr. Satan in Dragon Ball Z. Is where
God.
someone does something and someone else takes the credit for it. that will like make me into like the evil genius. So like for me, I was just like, I'm gonna get this motherfucker. And so like what I did was I had like a good batch of cookies, which was like actually good, which I just bought from the store. But then like I made this one fucked up cookie that I learned how to make on YouTube, which is funny. It was like 2008, 2000 winter YouTube or some shit like that. And so like I made it, and then like I made it look like the other ones, and then I was like, oh dude, you want one? Yeah, here, no problem, bro.
That is some crazy ass shit.
And then like he got all sick and he never found out, but that's what you get, bitch. Hope you're listening to this.
If he's listening, oh my god.
Ha! That's what you get, motherfucker.
I don't think I have any maniacal things that I did, but I did have some like.
What? I have another story.
Okay, I'm just gonna say that growing up, I was I guess a weird kid because I had like OCD and stuff. So I had like little things that I did, and like I'm okay talking about it now because I don't do them anymore. Because like when you're a kid, it's a little, it's stronger, like because you don't have that sense of like what you're doing is weird. So you'll be more likely to do things that aren't. Yeah. So one thing that I did was I would have to like because I had OCD, and sometimes when you have OCD, you express it without knowing through like little habits. So I would have to touch a wall like 4 times.
Oh yeah.
Before I could like leave a room or something. And sometimes if we were like having to line up on a wall or something and I couldn't like get access to it or something, I would like put my hand through the crowd of people to touch the wall. And like it's like weird, like because there are people that.
Did you have friends like say like, oh, do you want me to reach the wall for you?
No, I never told anybody about it except like when I went to.
Well, I mean, like if you're lined up, right, and kids are behind you.
I didn't really have a lot of friends.
Okay, no, I was cool. Neither did I. Like, well, during like what was it? I only had like a few friends from 5th to 8th grade, but yeah, like before that, I was like, it was weird. I was super popular kid in school before that, but then like
I was not a popular kid.
No, I was popular prior.
Yeah, all through like elementary, middle school is when my like. My OCD tics were kind of at their like peak, and so that's when I would like do the weird things. Like I think there was one other weird thing I did. Oh, I would like do this thing with my arm where I would have to like stretch it out, kind of like a bird flapping its wing, like. But I would have to do it really high, like a certain number of times. At any point in time, I would just have to do it. Like there was no like routine time of day. It would just like my body would be like, Katie, you should do that to your arm, and I'd be like, oh, okay, me, and I would just do it. My mom would be like, what are you doing to your arm? Like, and I'd be like, I don't know, I'm just doing it, because like it's interesting. So anybody out there that went through similar experiences with OCD when you're younger, it gets better. It does. It's just like it's when you're younger, you're not as aware, and so it manifests in different ways. And one thing I would also do is I would have to wink my eyes like in a weird pattern sometimes. Like
you mean like blink once at a time?
Yeah, I would like blink one eye at a time, and then I'd have to do them both, and like I would have to count it. Like I did a lot of counting. Okay. Like, because I think that's one thing. Like, I never did the organization thing.
Okay.
Because that's what OCD is like most known for. I never did that. I would count things though. Like, especially like I would have to tap stuff a certain number of times and have to do it a certain amount of pressure. There was a book called Kissing Doorknobs that I would read.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was a book about OCD and a girl who had OCD. She also had an abusive family, which I did not have. But but so that was an interesting book. But that was the first book that I read that like somebody was going through what I was going through, and I was like, whoa, this is weird. It was called Kissing Doorknobs because she would have to like kiss like a doorknob before she could go through it, and she like hated that she did it, but like she couldn't quite not do it because OCD is kind of like an addiction. It's kind of like your body is telling you, if you don't do this thing, I'm going to make you feel bad until you do it.
Right. Yeah.
Just like if you smoke cigarettes and you don't smoke a cigarette for a while, your body's like, I'm going to make you feel bad until you give me the nicotine that I desire.
Exactly.
And then it's all you can think about, and you have to like do it. And so in my case, it would be like you have to touch the wall, or you have to do the thing to your arm, or else you're gonna have this overwhelming feeling of dread. Like it's 100% irrational, but that's the point. Is like it doesn't make sense. It's like in your mind. It's a fucked up thing. And that's a thing that I've gotten way better at as I've gotten older. Like, yeah, because, like, there's a lot of stereotypes that go around with, like, OCD and stuff.
Right.
And a lot of them are based in truth, but like when you actually go through it, it's like it's weird.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I understand that completely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you grow up with OCD? I
have certain things that I know are OCD that I won't
okay.
Yeah, that like I feel are a bit for my therapist to know and not y'all right now. So
that's fair.
I'll let you all know later on. But I will tell you this fucked up thing I did to this bitch who was an asshole to one of my friends.
Oh my god,
yeah,
yours
because
was
she was
vengeful. Mine
yeah,
was
I
just
do.
like...
I'm like that's something about me, Katie. Like I'm the nicest person if you are kind to me. If you are a kind, genuine, good-hearted person, that's why I love you to death, Katie. If anyone ever did something like this, old tendency might come back. So that's why I'm saying I really hope it doesn't. But it's just But like this girl was such a bitch to like one of my female friends one day. Like I don't know, she was like, because we were talking about DBZ or something like that, and then she was just being a bitch and made her cry. And then I found out what the girl made her cry, and so like I was able to like make this like plan, because we were having this like water balloon fight, and I filled this like one water balloon up with like just a bunch of glue, and so like once it happened, I just fucking chucked that shit in the bitch's hair, and she's like, oh god, she gotta get out, and then like it got so bad stuck she had to get all her hair cut off, and I was like,
oh my god,
that's what you get for fucking with my friend, bitch.
Wow. What did she do after that? Did she mess with you guys again?
What? Well, she didn't know it was me. I aimed that shit because it was a water balloon fight. So it just like seemed like a random water balloon. So like one of them had been tampered with.
So she never found out it was you.
No.
And well, after that, despite her not knowing it was you, did she mess with you guys again?
No, she didn't. She stopped. She was one of those times where like, because she understood what it was meant to be. Like you don't mess with someone because like all her friends were roasting her for like her fucked up hairstyle, and so it was like, yeah, that's what you get. And so I know this is horrible. Look, people, I know this is just bringing out my dark side, but it's just one of those things where I don't know what it is. Like I love helping people. I love being such a good person, and I love when people tell me, oh, this helped my life and stuff like that. But when someone is just an asshole to someone who did not deserve it, it's just like a bitch or an asshole, whatever, to someone who does not deserve it, I take sadistic glee into seeing them fuck you.
God
yeah,
damn.
That's what, I'm
You're
sorry.
You're hella Schadenfreude.
Yeah, dude, I plot things. I will plot things out like I'm gonna get your ass when you least expect, and you won't know it's me. It's just, oh god. But I'm not that way anymore. I don't do that.
Yeah,
so,
the question was, things that you did that you don't do now. So it's like, you grow out of it. Like there are things that like, because when you're a kid, it's different. Because I had friends that were like kleptos and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And like, I don't know if they do that stuff now, but I was like.
Did you know there's a shoplifting fandom?
Oh God, I'm not surprised, honestly.
Like this one girl, she made a post like, "Oh my God, y'all, I can't believe I got arrested today. All I took was like $300 worth of this," and everyone was just like, "What the fuck? What the hell did you think it's a shop?" And there's a shoplifting fandom, and then I had to come along and comment, "I don't get what it is. I shop for lifting gear all the time."
God dang it! That was actually really good, and I hate you for that.
That was perfect.
Oh man,
that was good.
Well, speaking of
shoplifting,
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones finale. Final thoughts.
Yeah. Our next question is about our final thoughts on Game of Thrones ending, and I have a lot of them. I have a lot of thoughts. So guys, I'm gonna probably put in the title that we're talking about this. So if you're listening this far, you gotta know there's gonna be some spoily boys. So it felt like I went to a comedy show and they killed my dad on the stage.
Oh shit.
That's what it felt like. It felt like when they said Bran was gonna be the king, I was like, we were all laughing hysterically when Bran was like, Bran the Broken, and we were dying. Like Bron, it was hilarious. No, it's Bran. Bronn is the guy that had the thing he was gonna kill Tyrion and Jaime with.
Who?
Bran is our little raisin Bran that's the king. Bronn is the guy that runs Highgarden. Yeah, there's two guys. But yeah, Bran the Broken. I was fucking
so
dying. Like we were all just laughing hysterically. And then like the way that they played Jon, I was really sad, and so were a lot of people and my friends and stuff. But like they did They did him so bad, and they made Daenerys. I feel like it's safe to say that they Hitlered Daenerys. Like,
well, yeah, they gave her like a little Star Wars thing.
I don't feel like that's
end.
Controversial to say that they straight up Hitlered Daenerys. And you know,
they turned her into the Emperor from Star Wars.
Yeah, I get that they were going that direction, but it just watching it, I was like, whoa. Like, the parts that disappointed me weren't necessarily that. It was more so how they handled Jon and Bran. Like, Bran being the king was so funny. I almost wasn't mad. I was just laughing. Like, but it also was kind of sad because I think everybody had certain expectations. Not that you will 100% get pleased by everything, but I feel like there could have been something different that could have been done there because, God, it left a bad taste in my mouth. And you know, honestly, I think Arya had the best ending. I think her story played out beautifully, and I'm really proud of my baby girl Arya, and I hope that she's out there living her best life. But God, did Jon Snow get dicked. And you know, I mean, Daenerys got dicked a little bit too. But like that was kind of coming. And huh?
I see what you did there.
Ha! But yeah, what were your thoughts?
I mean, it was an ending, I guess. Like, to me, it was just sort of like, I mean, like, there were character. I did laugh a bit when Sansa called out Bronn when she was like, he can't have any children.
You don't have
like,
a dick.
Just my legs don't work. Thanks, sis. All right,
Thank you.
yeah, so whatever. So like, I thought that was funny.
Dude, the memes.
I did want that Grey Worm guy to die, though.
Right?
I really wanted him to get it. Like, just fucking end it. And the whole thing, like, why did Drogon, like, just go like, oh, you killed my mama. I'm gonna burn this fucking chair. Like, did they ever establish? Yeah, I mean, did they ever establish that they were intelligent like that instead of just animals early on?
They did establish that they. Oh, hello.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
They did. Yeah. They did establish that, like, the dragons, you know, they knew who their mama was. They knew, like, some tactical stuff, you know, for battles. They could understand to a degree, like, what you're feeling, you know, like, what's going on there. But I don't think they're smart enough to know, like, the chair. Like, I shared a little post about how, like, what if the dragon thought the chair stabbed Daenerys? Because it
had all the swords.
Yeah, so it's like, I will avenge you, queen! And then it, like, flew off with her. Like, that was funny. Like,
yeah. I mean, like, it was like looking at it, Jon, like, you killed my mama. My mom still said, I'm gonna get you. And then
I'm gonna kill the chair, not you. I mean,
because he has that blood in him, right? Was that the only reason why?
Jon is Targaryen, so even he couldn't have flamed Jon even if he wanted to. But
I mean, I'm pretty sure he could have if he wanted to.
Well, no, if he would have said
I know the scenario, but I'm saying, like, even if that, let's say that does play an effect, which it does, I still feel like the dragon would just be like, yeah, fuck that shit. I don't care. I'm gonna Godzilla your ass right now for what you did to my mama.
Yeah.
It was, I feel
it was
like,
a little,
No, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, I like the poetic justice of it being the chair, but just the circumstances in which they made stuff happen just, like, didn't quite glue together, you know? Like, I feel like they could have budgeted, like, I feel like they could have made more episodes to really tie some of that shit together, because, God, like, when they did the time skip after Jon, like...
What, you mean, like, 3 weeks?
Yeah, they, like, right after Jon yeeted her, and then she was flown away by the dragon, like, the only way that everybody would have known what he did is if he, like, went to whoever and just said, hey, guys, so I kind of stabbed Daenerys, because there was no body.
Wouldn't they be
evidence.
losing their shit? Like,
yeah,
like,
right?
What the fuck? You killed our queen?
Why would they not just kill him on the spot? How did he survive? Like, because they could have covered it up. They could have been, like, because listen, Jon stabbed her, and the body was taken by a dragon. No one saw it. So how did they find out? Only if Jon went to them and said, hey, so I killed your queen, which would probably immediately result in we're going to yeet you. Because the only way Jon could have gotten in contact with, like, fucking Sansa and all those other people is, through letters, or if he could have talked to Arya. So there would have been a lot of circumstances to make that gathering happen with Jon not having his head on a pike.
Right.
So, how? I would have loved to see that story.
Oh, yeah. And then, you remember, what was it, when he went to go see Tyrion in jail? Don't you sort of feel like the guard at the door was like, I heard everything you just said.
Right?
Yeah.
That was a low-key thought I had, too. But, one thing that... Because as I was watching it, I was trying to justify oh, maybe it's this or that,
Mm-hmm.
but no, it was, oh god. Because one thought that I had was Jon kind of represents that part of us that when we see evil happening, we know we can do something, but we're afraid to stand for something because we know that it's not as easy as just letting things happen.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was of that mindset where he knows it's wrong, but he's trying to justify it out of fear of having to do something.
Right.
Because that's kind of what Jon's character kind of has been, is I don't want to be the king and stuff. So yes, I have this moral system and I act on it accordingly most of the time, but sometimes a situation will arise where it might be more beneficial for me to not do something. And of course, he ended up doing something. And like I said, that's kind of a small time when he does that, but he generally does lean more towards the sides of I want somebody else to do it. But he took action and he got dicked over for it, and and so what's the moral here is if you can do something, do it, but you'll still get dicked over. I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
So that was me trying to justify it, but it still, leaves a bad taste in my mouth. If they would have just done some more gluing together. The Bran thing was so fucking funny. It was so fucking funny though, because when somebody was like, "That's not your decision to make," and then Bran was like, "Yes, it is, because I'm the king." Everyone was just dying. It was so funny because nobody saw that coming.
Right.
It was hilarious.
Well, I mean, he did. I mean, he has those god eyes or raven
I
eyes.
know.
So
It's so silly.
It was a weird show. Hey, but at least this show ended better than Dexter and fucking Lost.
That's true.
So
but
there you go.
Speaking of finales, what was one of the best finales you've ever seen on TV? And I think we might actually make this our last question.
Oh, really?
So,
okay.
Yeah, so that, we can get you scooting to your next podcast.
Oh, you know what's funny is Paleo, he made a Discord chat for the podcast. He's like, I'll start the call at this time. And I was like, hey, I'm recording with Katy right now, so I'll be in a bit. And he's just like, tell her we take priority. We are your legacy friends. Shit like
Don't tell them, don't worry, I'm going to have you out before it starts.
Wow.
I will
Okay.
do that.
How I want you to be one of my legacy friends, Katy.
What if I already am, Jordan? Can I have a badge? Can I get a cool
Remember how we actually met 5 years ago, but you don't remember because it was at a con?
Bitch.
Do you remember that?
No, you're full of shit. Tell me.
Remember when we actually were at a con and I walked by you because you were cosplaying Blair and I didn't realize it was you? You remember that?
Do you have a picture?
I have a picture of that con, but I have a picture not of you. That'd be creepy.
What con was it? Because I do not remember us talking about this. I'm not denying that it happened, but I have zero memory of this.
Oh no, that was a dream. I think. No, okay. So real talk, I had a dream last night that we had met each other in 2012, and I was just it was so weird because you were a baby and I was in my early 20s. So it was so weird, but you were excuse me, sir, can I get this? And I was just oh, I don't work here, but I believe that person over there does. And you're like, oh my God. Thank you very much. And I was just yeah, no problem, miss. And then that was it. And it was you. And it was you when you look like Orihime. And I was just what the and then I clicked in my head, that was Katy. And then I was that was Katy. And so in my brain, for some reason, I thought that was a memory that actually happened because when you have those dreams that feel so realistic that it's just oh my God, that feels a bit realistic. It's just that's what I thought it was. So it's just
yeah.
It was so
That's
good.
Crazy. Well, who knows? Maybe in a timeline we did. But let's get to this last question so we can get you along, because God knows we are in crunch time right now, people, because it's MomoCon this weekend. So we're getting this episode out, and then he's going to do his other episode, and then we're going to do awesome stuff. We're going to do our panel, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Let's talk about the best finale on TV, and I'm just going to say it. Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Really? You
I
didn't
think
like-
so.
Really though?
What do you think it
why,
is?
why couldn't Ty Lee get a boyfriend or a girlfriend?
Listen.
All right. Why couldn't Ty Lee make
comparatively
out with someone?
to all others, I think Avatar: The Last Airbender had one of the most satisfying endings.
Why didn't freaking Toph just impale Ozai when he was dead? Why was Aang like going all Super Saiyan, but then like he decided, oh, I'm not gonna kill you, I'm just gonna take your bending away
Because that's the twist. What do you think it is? What do you think?
Magic Turtle, Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. Well, then
No,
why
no,
don't you
actually,
tell me? Why did?
What? Let me think of other shows I've seen. The great Breaking Bad had a good. No, actually, not. I didn't like.
Yeah, I think people meme that one.
No, you know what? The best ending: Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Yes, but I didn't see that on TV. I saw that on the internet.
Shut up! You know it's the same thing. It was on Japanese TV.
That's fair.
See.
I think Brotherhood did air eventually, but I didn't see it on TV. But I did see Avatar: The Last Airbender on TV.
No, I saw Avatar: The Last Airbender on TV too. But I'm saying, you know why Brotherhood is so great? Because it's
the best.
It feels like it has perfect closure.
It's the manga. I read the manga. It's verbatim the manga, and that's what's amazing.
Well, I mean, the manga's not all that.
Okay, bitch, I'll fight you.
Well, what do you prefer, the Soul Eater ending for the manga or the anime?
I think
because I know people don't like both.
Yeah, the Soul Eater ending wasn't that memorable, honestly. Like, I remember reading the manga, and I just remember a battle on the moon, and like there was some dissatisfying stuff. Honestly, I think the anime might have done a better job at adding closure for like the little bits that we knew.
When Maka punches him in the face.
Yeah, I feel like they chose a good place there for the anime. There was a lot of stuff I wish they could have showed from the
I wish they did the Rule 63 episode.
Yeah. But I guess the anime did a good job with what they had.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I all I remember is Black Star breaking his back and then like popping it into place, and I was like, okay, that's fast. But let's see. I mean, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, like it was like okay.
And Avatar: The Last Airbender. Those are my top, two in general.
Yeah, in general.
I think Steven Universe had a really good finale.
Is that a finale though? Because they have a 4 coming, so that's not really a finale.
Well, that's true. Well, you could say the same thing about Avatar: The Last Airbender. They had Korra.
No, because that's Korra. Legend of Korra is a different series and takes place 50 years later. Steven Universe is still called Steven Universe.
Well, Steven Universe, it's rumored to have a time skip. So, hypothetically,
unless it's called like Steven Tooniverse or something like that, it's a completely different thing.
If they don't change the name, but they do a time skip, it would be the same thing, just with not a different name.
Well, so you mean like? Well, I mean, but Korra is a different thing. Like, 'cause to me, it's like this. So, like, all right, Avatar: Last Airbender. And then there's Legend of Korra. Legend of Korra came out years later. Like, it's a different...
Yeah.
Like, our show was done and gone. Like, if you went to been, like, you had no idea Korra was coming, right? But if you read Naruto, then you knew Naruto Shippuden was coming. If you watched Red Dragon Ball,
I guess I'm
you
just
knew
trying
DBZ
to say
was
that
coming.
there's potential that this was, like, a closing chapter for what this was, and there's going to be more, but it might be new. We don't know yet, of course, because it's not out yet, and there's no official... confirmation either way, but I will say the quote-unquote finale that we got for Steven Universe, ending that big part of it, I think was great.
Yeah, the season finale was great. The season finale, I will give it that. But for me personally, I see, because like, since I know that, there's a movie, they're not done with the show yet, that makes me indicate to me that it's more Naruto Shippuden from Naruto thing rather than Korra thing where I had no idea.
I completely understand that for sure.
Yeah. Okay, so let me see what else. What had a great ending?
You watched the Star versus finale. Was that good?
No, I didn't. I actually, to be honest, it was one of those times where it was too short. Like, I don't like these shows doing this thing where, like, because you know what? It sort of makes me resent Star. Now, not in a bad way, but like, because I still love the show and I will highly recommend the show to anyone. But it's like they had all these like filler episodes in season 4 that I was enjoying. But seeing what they did with the ending makes me go, yeah, maybe you shouldn't have had this thing with Marco trying to buy 50 wallets for this has nothing to do with the plot, and like you could have expanded this. So it ended very quickly, and to me it was frankly unsatisfying. So I'll just be honest about that. But I did love the show.
I think that Death Note had a pretty good finale.
I mean, I guess so. I would agree with that. Since
it was only one, or how many seasons was it? Was one season? Two. Yeah. So yeah, I think the end of Death Note, there can be people that say like, oh, I wish this didn't happen earlier on, etc. I wish this death didn't happen. But I think with what they had, I really like the way that they utilized what they had for that ending.
See, I like endings that are the second to last episode is the final action ending, and then like a slice of life episode is the last ending. That's always my favorite thing.
I think Naruto did a okay job with that. Better
well,
than
because
Bleach,
they had all
sure.
those filler episodes after they did the Sasuke fight. Like literally, it was just like doing. They were like
talking about more the manga, but.
Oh yeah, I guess you're right there in a bit too, because I remember for the anime, it was like after the Sasuke fight, they went all Naruto the last on us, and it was just like various episodes on that, and it was like, I mean, it's fun, because to me, as long as they don't have filler villains, I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
Like, it was just
and Ranma 1/2 had a pretty cute ending, actually.
Did he make out with his girl self?
No, he probably made out with somebody though.
But did you make out with
it's a
there
water
are
some
flea
things
girl?
that actually, his fiance. Bleh.
I don't know his fiance. I only saw the first 5 episodes of Ranma.
The whole plot of Ranma 1/2. Then you know who his fiance is if you saw the first episode.
I saw it years ago.
Yeah.
When I was like
my baby boy Ryoga didn't get the ending that I wanted, but otherwise it was okay. But yeah, I think the best, I will stand by Avatar: Last Airbender and Brotherhood. I think those,
Yeah,
those are some of the best finales of all time.
Oh, Sonic the Hedgehog, Saturn.
Oh?
Sonic Saturn was great. Sonic Saturn had a great ending because Sally and Sonic made out and they won. What else? Dragon Ball Z. If you cut off at the filler episode, he's always late. That's a phenomenal ending to me. What else? Yeah, I think that. Yeah, I can't think of anything else right now.
There are a lot of satisfying endings in the days. Man, just looking back on all the shows.
Because there's some endings, I think the problem with most endings is like where you go, I don't like bittersweet endings. I just like happy, wrapped up, there we go, it's done. I don't like endings that it's just like, well, that was depressing. Why the fuck did I see that? That just ruined my day.
Yeah.
Like, it was just silly. So, yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah, I think we pretty much answered that question. And I think that this is a pretty good place to end today's episode. So, Jordan, why don't you tell them where they can find you?
You can find me at MomoCon, March 22nd to
May.
January 1st. There you go. You can find me
true.
from May 22nd to 27th, MomoCon 2019. Go on the app right now and look up Jaxblade and like my name. I don't have enough likes by my name.
Oh,
I'm
going to
be
do that.
Signing autographs on Friday and Sunday, and that'll be fun. I also have a panel at Friday, and I have a panel on Sunday. 2 panels back to back: Toon Clash and Weird Flex, but okay podcast.
Woo!
Be sure to come and check it out.
Yes, we're gonna be doing those together together on Sunday. Woo!
Yes, and you can find me on Twitter at Jaxblade Fitness, Jaxblade everywhere else, and there you go. How can they find you, Miss Crabday Official?
You can find Miss Crabday KaniDay Official on Facebook as KaniDay Cosplay, Twitter and Instagram is KaniDay Official, YouTube is KaniDay. KaniDay. And you can find me on Creepy Productions and Dr. Crafty doing various things. And you can also find me on Weird Flex But Okay Podcast at gmail.com, where you can message me and Jordan if you have a question. You can also find us on Weird Flex Pod on Twitter.
Yeah.
You can find us on YouTube, iTunes, and SoundCloud at Weird Flex But Okay Podcast.
Woo!
And we're doing a panel. It's gonna happen. You're
doing
gonna
a
see
panel.
us live.
You're gonna see us, and you get to see our cosplays.
Yes, and also, I'll just throw this out here now. If any of you have any questions that maybe you want us to look through to potentially ask in the panel, I don't know. Why don't you leave them in the comments down below so we can know that you're a listener, because we might just ask your question.
Yeah.
And we will do it at MomoCon. And that could be cool.
Yes, that would be cool.
I'm just so excited. I'm getting cosplay stuff done. I'm so excited for everybody to see. I hope I get it done and that it looks okay. scary, scary stuff. But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. That's our show. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye. Diggly-dig, diggly-dig.
Trio. Stinger, we're gonna be this people. We're gonna be the cake people. There you go. Stop.